In our last video, we have learned why we need to use software deployment and also why is it important for entry-level IT professionals. Um, in this video, we are going to talk about software deployment using PDQ. And this is probably the easiest one to start with and get to know the concept and also do the hands-on practice. And it doesn't mean that it's easy, then it's not as powerful as other SCCM or different IBM type of tools. I would say it depends, because a lot of people have actually ditched some of the biggest players in the market when it came to deployments for PDQ, and some people couldn't do it because they have more complex environments. But for basic environments where you have few computers or few hundred computers, people have been using PDQ all over. And again, this is going to be a little warning that we do not endorse any softwares over here, and we do not get paid by these companies. We are just teaching the things that are real outside right now, and that's going to impact your interview, also impact your work. So if you come to Spicework, which is another site, I didn't go to PDQ and get these reviews. You can see how great these reviews are. Look at these: 5 stars 174, 4 star 23, and just 1 3-star, and there's no 1 or 2 stars. And these are all IT professionals in Spiceworks. And of course, if you know a little bit about IT, you should know about Spiceworks then. These are the professionals. There's millions of professionals, and the reviews are just massive. So you can see their pros, their cons from here. That's I would definitely come to the Spiceworks product page and then compare deployment tools. If you ever came across in a situation where you have to pick PDQ or something else, then you would be coming to a site like this where you have products and there are real IT professionals giving you the reviews and experiences. So with that said, let's just go to our lab because we have done the lecture before this. So we're going to jump in to our lab. Again, if you can use your machine, that's great. If you're using our lab, then this is what you're going to see. And we are putting all that deployment type of tools in Spiceworks 2018 vServer. So I am going to turn that on, and we're going to try to deploy some softwares into these machines: help desk, staff, DC. I could have installed PDQ here too, but realistically, a lot of people will be putting PDQ on a server, and then they will buy an enterprise license for it. Even a free version is so powerful, they can use that. But that's how in the real world we'll be doing. So we're just going to use server. So first thing is to log into the server. And if you've been following these videos and you're following the same lab, everything should work exactly the same how I'm doing it. And you should be also seeing almost something very similar if you're following your own server. As you can see, the last video we have left with PDQ inventory. So we're going to close all of this, and we're going to get to our download. If you remember, we have downloaded PDQ deploy from the same site. If you have missed this, just go to pdq.com and download PDQ deploy from their site, or just watch my previous videos to see how I did it in action. So similar installation steps, we are going to say yes to everything, and we are going to use our domain admin helpdesk account to authenticate and give this software ability to install things. So we're going to click install, and now we are going to just do the basic installation. So here, okay, so after this we are going to launch it, and this will ask us about the username and password. Right now we're going to click next. We're going to use free mode, and you see it's automatically picking my domain. Now again, if you're using this without a domain, you're using your own lab and a work group computer, then you will be using your computer slash your computer slash your username. Okay, your domain is going to be basically your computer name slash username. That's how you're going to be using. If that's not working, just put your computer name only, the full computer name, and then use your email and password. But I do not recommend doing this on a work group computer. It's not a real world learning then. So even if you're using your own computer, make sure you install some kind of virtual environment on your computer. So I'm putting my password, and If it's right, then it's going to take it. If it's not right, then it's just not going to work and give me an error. I hope it is right because it should be connected to a domain. There you go. I put my help desk username and password, which is our domain admin in the domain controller server. So this is there you go. You get this nice page right here. They give you download ready deployment packages from the library, what's new in the new version. So what I would do is I would click here and I'll try to learn something about it. If there's if this is saying this, then you can say yes, and this will take you to the internet. You can change that link. Let's say, for example, like I said, like if you're using a server, then you're going to have trouble using this. So the best thing you can do is to just close this, and you see how everything just comes up. Even if it's not working, you have to kind of like close, or you can add it once and then that should take care of it. You may not see this again. So if I click on it, you see I'm not seeing that error again. So this is a great way to learn about PDQ right from here. Features, licensing, PDQ deployment. You see they have a lot of videos right here. It's very detailed, and also if you click on this video icon right here, if you click on the video like right here, this is going to take it to their site with /videos. So they have tons of videos that you can learn things if you want to do a lot of advanced stuff. Like I said, you may not be doing this type of stuff. This requires another level of skills. If you're doing too much deployment, then this means that you're probably working in a company that has a different type of job title, and that may not be a part of this course. This course is only to tell you how to do some basic stuff, and that's only related to help desk. So we're not going to go too detailed in this stuff. If you want to go, please go to their YouTube channel, learn about it. They have really advanced stuff. So here you can see right from the start, you can start using PDQ. And if you remember, I also mentioned that PDQ can be used with other software. You can integrate Spiceworks with PDQ. So if I show you, I can right click here, and then basically I can connect Spiceworks to the deployment. So if I do deploy once, I can see what I can choose as a target. You see when I click on target, I can choose the PDQ inventory software that I have installed on this machine. I can use Spiceworks, and this will basically go out there, and you will put your username and password for the Spiceworks, and it will connect to the computers that Spiceworks found. So it makes it really easy for you to pick computers automatically, or you can do a target list, or you can take a text file and just drop it there, and then that should do it. But most likely you're going to be using Active Directory. That's probably the easiest one if you're not using the other ones. Okay, so I'm going to cancel this just to show you what options do we have and things that can matter. So number one, go to the preferences, and in preferences you will see some of these different type of options. And this is where the Spiceworks information is. So if you're using a different port for Spiceworks, you will be changing that port. You will put the address of the Spiceworks server, the email, and the password, and then it will auto sync. Right here is the interval for 4 hours. You can lower it. You can sync automatically. You can see there you can do a lot of these things. Other things you have, just like the inventory, you have logging, you have mail server, you have interfaces, you have deployment. So in deployment, you can actually pick a default deployment. So when I right click and click on a package that I want to deploy, what user it will be using. So you see you have different options that are these two are grayed out, but I can use deploy user, and I can use local system here, and that will be my default deployment for this. Database, you can optimize database from here if you're having issues. So these are some kind of basic things that you can do with this with the settings. So now if we take you to the reports, you can also see what type of reports are available. Right now in a free version, you don't have much available for reporting. So that's not going to be a useful option if you're doing a free version. And then you have something like package library, all that. So if I click on package library, it does come with some of the free software, like for example Adobe Flash, And if you go all the way down, these are all other ones are grayed out. They're in enterprise version, so it gets automatically gets updates from the PDQ server, and then you don't have to do anything. So a lot of people sometimes will say, hey, I need a Java update, I need .NET update, I need Firefox update, I need FTP update, or I need a full new FTP installation on my computer. There's some uninstall things in there too. But the cool thing about PDQ, it's not just stopping you not to use this. I mean, of course, it makes it easy for you when you buy a license and everything is done for you. But you can also create your own packages by just watching some of these packages and then learning from it. So, for example, if I want to deploy Microsoft.NET, or let's pick something easy like Mozilla Firefox. So if I pick this and I say download the selected package, you see in the packages this will start downloading. And if I click on Mozilla now, and you see this is the package, I can right click here and click deploy once, or I can edit this package, and this is where I will get information for PDQ, or if I want to do something more customized. And I'll show you an example of customized version 2. So right now if I click on step 1, I can see then what are they using for. So for example, they're using this repository to save all these install files, but it doesn't have to be just this. You can also use your own folder and just make that a repository. And then they have conditions, and also they have a command line, which is very important. Every time if a deployment tool can pick a command line and pick commands for you, then you know that you have something good, because back in the days we didn't have this option, and this was a pain to find an exact all these codes and everything. I mean, my memory is not that good. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of people like me, so we didn't have this this easiness of just coming here and clicking on a software and it automatically picks a switch for you. So this would be a very easy deployment right now, because if everything is available, you downloaded it, you will just come here, deploy once, and I can just pick a computer. Let's say I pick staff. So I pick staff, and you see it's going to go out there and it's going to look for that computer. It found it, and now if I click deploy, it is that easy. But remember, you're a help desk person, you're an IT person, you got a call. First of all, I always tell people that if you're brand new, you don't just jump into deployments like this. You need to build that customer service, which you have learned that in the fundamentals. So I'm not going to go too much into that, but just a reminder that don't just start deploying softwares to other computers, because two things can happen. One, it can go out there and silently install it, so you're good to go, right? But what if this softwares go out there and kill something? Let's say it is related to some of the one of the the web browser, and it killed a web browser for somebody then when they were working. That would be a bad scenario for you. So you don't just deploy it right away. Another scenario could be it failed, and you can see right now this has failed. So what would be the reason? The target computer is offline. Well, we know that it's not offline, so let's just go ahead and see what can we do to fix this. So we're gonna go back to our lab, and we're gonna go to here, and we want to see what is going on with the staff computer. So we're gonna go here and open the console. So we know that connection is good with the staff computer, and I can come here and go to and log in with my help desk account. So this is what I like about this lab, because you're in the web browser and everything is right in front of you. On the left side you have the staff, on the right you have the deployment server. So the first thing you should do is to go to the CMD command, and this could be a learning skill for you, how to troubleshoot things. So CMD, ping, and type staff. And right now you see that the computer is getting the IP address, but it's not getting the reply back. And so this means that this machine is not taking any request from other machines, and this could be either a firewall issue or a simple issue where whenever you install a normal operating system, a fresh operating system, it is always set to do not allow any other machines to connect to me, basically. So you're going to say enable as soon as you type enable, you can just see this one, allow remote access to your computer, or you can just type allow remote access to your computer on Windows 10, and you see right here this is set to what? Don't allow this connection. So if I click allow right now and I say apply OK, and if I come back, and every time you want to type something in CMD or PowerShell, you can actually use the up arrow, and that will get back the text again, so it saves you time. And now if I do ping, it is still not taking the ping. So still there's still things that we need to resolve. So now what I need to do is I need to come to the firewall and check if that's causing an issue, or if this machine also needs to be doing something. So I'm going to go to the firewall right now, check firewall status. I'm going to open that firewall, and now I'm going to check the profile. So everything is connected. I'm going to disable that. Remember, for this lab we wanted everything to be disabled, because a lot of companies have their own set way of doing things. They don't use these type of local firewall systems, because that's just create problems. So if I click OK, I disable firewall, I enabled computer to be connected. So now I'm going to go back again and do another one, and you see right now I'm getting the results and everything should be good. So a lot of people may start complaining, this is not secure and all that. Like I said, if you're brand new, then this may be a little hard for you to understand. But if you have already done IT for so long, then this type of stuff is done from other tools, other security tools that we deploy, in which later on you will find out how we secure our machines through different type of management systems. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to if you have fixed this issue, you're going to right click on it and see redeploy. This is a very powerful way of doing things, because let's say I'm deploying it to about 300 machines. Out of 300, let's say 200 was successful. So then here, this area of this software is pretty handy, because you can come and say control and pick all of the one that are failed, and with right click doing the redeploy, it will make another deployment, and this just cleans out the data. So meaning that 200 successful listing from this will go away, and now you have another 100 listing that is when you fixed an issue, it's going out there and doing its thing. You maybe out of the 100, 20 more failed. So this way you can actually keep deploying throughout the week. Remember, in a real world scenario, deployment is not just one time thing. Usually it takes you a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks to get every single computer in your network to make sure that they are good. So this is a direct deployment. It doesn't use anything like when a computer is shut down and it turns on and then it will automatically kicks in, all that kind of stuff. No, it is built to make things very easy and very fast for you. I have deployed myself 400 to 400 machines in about 15 minutes or 10 minutes. This is how fast it can go out there, depending on what you're trying to actually deploy. If it's like a big software like Microsoft Office 2016, and of course it's going to take you long, but it's never going to be anywhere near where you're going to go and do things physically, and that's just going to take you forever. So now I'm going to do redeploy again, and let's see if this time it goes out there and it basically finishes its job. Now this can also fail again. Now when you see these steps, this means it is connected to that machine. And this may also fail after this, based on what type of architecture I'm using, or is this the right package I'm using on a right computer and stuff like that. But as you can see, it worked, and it says successful. And when I click on step 1, I will get the list of the steps that it's applied to. Sometimes it can be many steps that you wanted to apply. So in this video, I've showed you how to install, how to go over some of the basic features, how to go over the help, also how to just install a pre-packaged software from it. In my next video, I'm going to show how you can install any software from PDQ free tool, and how can you get the switches and how to do some customization to your installation. So I'm going to show you that, and in that video I'll also share where you can get more advanced learning on PDQ. Thank you.